I saw this incredibly disturbing conversation on LBC. So Mr. Muslim calls into the radio program and openly says, if someone burns the Quran in front of me, I will use violence. Yeah, I accept the prison sentence. Then goes on and then says, there is no free speech. Islam is being bullied. You know, that is not someone who is passionate about Islam. That is not someone whose feelings are being heard. This is simply threat to free speech. This is simply threat to human life. That's what it is.
There's no way any man on this earth would be able to stand and burn a Quran in my face. There's just no way that would happen. Like, I would definitely choose violence.
But you accept then that, but Adam, you would accept then that you would have broken the law and be convicted for it?
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah. I'd accept that.
So why?
100%.
And that's because the Quran matters so much to you that you would be willing to potentially go to prison for a violent act if someone was burning it in front of you?
To be honest with you, I've been to prison for less than that, so yeah, that's very important, yeah.
I think your response is the problem. I think if you say any mocking of your religion is going to result in violent attacks on that person, that has such a chilling effect on free speech in this country, the ability, the right to mock.
There is no free speech. What's this free speech joke you keep talking about? Right. There's no free speech. Islam is being bullied. That's what's happening. Islam is being bullied. It's been happening for long. And now people just think they can just do anything and anywhere. And no, yeah, religion.
Well, but if the anything anywhere was to, say, in a religious studies lesson, draw an image of the Prophet Muhammad, not in a mocking way, but literally just draw, what he may or may not have looked like, should that be allowed?
No, it should not, because it's not allowed for us to do.
Well, but you're not me, and I'm not you.
If someone's doing that in a non-mocking way, maybe we could teach them and tell them why we don't do it, and we find. But
you might do that, and they are within their rights. That school might be within their rights. So that's absolutely understandable. That's your religious faith. Those are your religious traditions and cultures. We don't abide by that. This is a secular school. This is what we're doing.
Then I wouldn't have nothing to do with that school.
Think about it. Mr. Muslim is not saying, I will lose my control. He is simply saying, violence is the right response. What does that mean? If you offend my beliefs, I will hunt you down. I will come after you. I will hurt you. What is that? That is Islam 101. That is intimidation. In any free country, you would see this is a problem. Well, not in Britain anymore, but that's what it's supposed to be. This is simply problem. But no, in Britain, it is not problem at all. Free speech is legal speech, even if it offends you. You know what? When people know that burning a book will lead to violence, when people know drawing a picture will lead to violence, they stop speaking out of fear. They stop thinking out of fear. And that's human rights 101. Your free speech is being taken away from you. They know this is how the free speech dies. Not by laws, but simply by threats. Like, why is it your business? It is my property. If I buy a book, like, I paid for it. I pull out my wallet. I paid from my own money. I can read it. I can wash it. I can throw it away. I can burn it. That simply means I control my own property. If I want you to control my property, Mr. Muslims, I would be Muslim. I would live in Muslim majority country where Islam is forced on me. But no, I don't live in a Muslim country. I walked out of Islam because I know Islam is very dangerous. I don't want to follow the teachings of Islam. Enough is enough, right? I live in a country so far not identified as an Islamic country. So far doesn't have official laws as Sharia. I live in a secular country. Your religion's rules shouldn't apply to me. Yeah, if as a Muslim, you don't want Quran to be burned, go and talk to Caliph Uthman. Don't burn it. But don't force your belief upon me. I am not Muslim. I don't want to be Muslim. I don't want to do anything with the teachings of Islam. I run out of Islam. I don't want Islam. Don't force your beliefs on me. I had enough of it. Human life is much more important than a book. A book can be reprinted, not human body. A book doesn't feel any pain, but human beings does. If your belief system says a book is much more important than human life, you know what is the takeaway from that? That belief is a problem and it is not belong to 21st century. Islam says this book, Quran, is much more important than human life. You know Islam is the problem. You know there is no free speech there, right? And then this victimhood card. Islam is being bullied. Islam is being bullied. Islam is under the attack. What does the reality say? Reality simply screams out, Islam is the one that bullies. Apostates are being threatened. Critics are being attacked. Artists need police protection. Teachers are self-censored. Publishers stay silent. Media is dead. And this is not because we live in a society that everyone bullies one another. No. This is simply pressure from Islam. This is professional victimhood card and they are very, very good at it. Yeah, my poor religion is being bullied. You claim weakness while enforcing silence through fear. While you are taking my freedom away from me, you are enjoying the freedom the country you live gives you. And like another very disturbing statement in the clip is, Mr. Muslim knows when or if he practices violence, he will get rewarded and not punished. I've got people who are trying to murder me. How many of them are being interviewed by police? How many of them are being caught? They know they can get away with that. They know police gives them permission, therefore they do it. Or look at the Hamid Coşkun's case. Turkish gentleman who burned the Quran in front of the Turkish embassy in London. He got attacked. What happened? The attacker simply got free pass. And every day, government and Muslims are going after him. Why? Because Muslims know they get rewarded when they use violence. I'm not talking about this only as someone who is observing. No, I have experienced it. I know how it works. Mr. Muslim knows when violence happens in so-called defense of Islam, there is often sympathy and then excuses and then soft treatments. The victim is the one gets the blamed. Victim is the one who spends time in jail. Versus the attacker simply enjoys the life outside. You can't even talk about the attacker. This is why these threats keep happening. They know it works. Our schools are not mosques. Our streets are not Sharia courts. If a school teacher is talking about Islam, teaching about Islam, it is their own rights. If you don't like it, simply don't go there. If you don't like what I say, if you don't like how I treat your book, stay away from me. Don't force your religion to me. If I wanted to be Muslim, I would become a Muslim. No, I don't want to do anything with Islam. Islam is very dangerous to human life. Don't force your religion to me. Don't force your religion to anyone else. It's enough. Seriously. I am looking think about it. Jesus Christ, eternal Son of the Father, King of Kings, logic of cosmos, was mocked, was insulted. God was laughed at. Christians did not answer that with violence. Truth was defended by words, by witnesses, by sacrifice. Not by fists, not by knives, not by guns, or not by fears. And that is important for people to put together. Yes, free speech is not perfect, but violence as a response to offense is how the society dies. None of the belief. No one is above the criticism. And if there is a belief simply justifies harming another human beings, that belief is not belong to 21st century. Take that back to 7th century and stay in 7th century. Free societies should be protecting human beings, not the ideologies. Lord Jesus Christ, eternal Son of the Father, didn't die for ideologies. He died for men and women.